thrower, known as BJ Thrower. Well, I went through a vampire phase many years ago, and I wrote several vampire pieces, and this was just one of them. And I try to use a more ordinary horror trope like vampires as a jumping off point in a different direction. And I thought the aspect of the parasites and for the disposal of the bodies met my requirements for that. The original draft of the story used to have a different title. It wasn't the same. So I think it was just as I said before, that I was writing several vampire stories, which I thought was probably foolish because it's very hard to sell a vampire story, or at least it was when I wrote this. But I have sold one. I sold one at Hiroshima, where the vampire was at Hiroshima, and was glad to sell this one. And like I said, I just try to jump off into strange directions. I have another one that I never sold. That's really a science fiction story, a novelette. Well, after I had the base story of the parasites and the protagonist in the story is named Cal, I think I mostly changed the beginning, the setting. It was always in my hometown here, but I changed the setting to a more public setting. But I really don't think it took the draft of this version. It probably took a week to write, but then I'm always doing small revisions. But I'd say a week. Well, I think downtown Tulsa is quite interesting these days. It didn't used to be. There's a fascinating little tourist attraction. It's called Center of the Universe Plaza, and there's a circle of brick. And if you stand on there as a visitor and you call out, then your call will return to you much louder, and nobody's been able to figure out why. And it's also, of course, has historic Route 66, which is 11th Street. It runs through town from east to west across the country. And there's all kinds of other fascinating little tourist attractions there. No. They're too isolated. There's too few of them. And, well, when people read this, they will find a certain fate that the protagonist meets. But you'll have to read the story first. Alice Cooper. My name? Todd, that's never occurred to me. I guess just only by my pen name instead of Barbara. Texas fascinates me. The weather is even worse there, though, sometimes. I guess for pretty good weather, but an enormous population would be Los Angeles. Oh, I just would like to thank my local writers group, Oklahoma Science Fiction Writers. They've been wonderfully supportive of me for the last several years, and I appreciate the time they spend listening to me and listening to my stories and being my friends.